Screenagers, welcome back to another special bonus episode of the Canon. My name is Raf, and I'm joined today by two of our favorite Saw contributors, Bob and Romona. Welcome back to the show. How are you guys doing?
Doing good.
Fantastic.
Yeah, glad
Very
to be
good.
here.
Love to hear it. We've got a pretty fun episode lined up for today. Very excited for it. Season 5 is almost upon us. It's right around the corner. So in order to gear up for it, what we're going to do today is we're going to be previewing some of the movies. Well, not some of the movies. We're going to be previewing all of the movies that we're going to be talking about in the upcoming season. I'm going to run through the list, and then we'll get some feedback from Bob and Romona about how we did. So that's kind of the plan. There's really nothing else. That's it. How does it sound to you guys?
It's a good plan. It's a good plan.
Very
I'm happy to
straightforward.
be
I like
part
it.
of this plan.
Yeah.
I'm happy to have both of y'all on for this. I feel like this is a good crew. We've definitely done some episodes, just the three of us before. And, that might be maybe not a theme, but that might come up again at one point when we're going through the episode lineup.
Okay.
Yes.
A little preview, a little teaser.
Yeah.
Before I read through the list, just going to note that none of these dates or, episode timing, like none of it's set in stone. We do try to stick to a schedule, but sometimes shit happens where we're not professionals. We're just here for fun. So, we say we're going to do a movie on a certain date, and sometimes it doesn't happen because we got other stuff going on. So don't sue us or anything. Don't hold us to this. We're trying our best, which is all anyone could ask for.
I feel like that's the motto of 2025 is just we're doing our best.
Doing our best. Yeah.
Yeah.
Good motto for the year.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Well, since it is the beginning of the year, maybe before we talk about the movies that we're going to be talking about, do you guys have any movie related resolutions for the new year? It's kind of, we're already like through January, but may as well still ask.
Yeah, actually. I haven't been sticking to it as much as I felt very gung-ho, as most do, the first week of January when they make a resolution. I'm like, I'm going to do it. I'm, full throttle. And then by like the second week in January, it's just exhaustion and sleepiness and hibernation. And, but movie related, I was determined to watch at least 2 movies a week. It's easier to do that when I'm working from home because I can just put it on while I'm working. But I don't think I watched my first movie in January until I think maybe was it last week? So I'm a little behind, but I've done really well. I watched 2 movies yesterday. I went to the theater and then I watched one at
Nice.
home. I've watched a few rom-coms, revisited a couple of those that I've enjoyed. So I'm kind of getting back on the path. So I've been more into TV shows lately than movies. So I got to get my brain back into going to the theater more. I have to watch 25 movies in the theater a year to keep my platinum status on my membership. So I gotta go.
Yeah.
Is that AMC or Regal?
It's Cinemark actually.
Oh.
My sister lives next to my younger sister lives next to a Cinemark. So she's usually my movie buddy on the weekends. So we usually go and if you watch 25 movies a year, you get a platinum status, which is like, I feel like I'm doing a commercial for Cinemark right now, but you get 25% off concessions and you get a free credit every month. And so I see a lot more movies now than movies I probably would wait until streaming, but now because I like to get out of the house and go and experience it. So I'm doing a little bit better. I'm going to just tell myself it's almost February and I'll just kickstart it then to get a little bit more on board.
Yeah.
Nice.
I like
That's good.
Mhm.
I do too.
25 movies a year in the theaters is
In the theater.
pretty impressive.
Yeah.
So,
Well, we try and go. We try to go every Saturday or Sunday, and like you said earlier, it doesn't always happen because life happens, and you know, my girls are a little bit older now, so they're a little bit more self-sufficient and don't need me around all the time, which is very nice and also depressing, but it is nice to get out and see. And my husband's very picky about his movies, so he's not going to see some of the stuff that I see. He is not a horror fan at all. So my younger sister is, so we go and see those, and we go and see really bad movies too. It's kind of fun actually. So I enjoy it. It's nice to get out.
Bob is
Very cool.
I feel like you have thoughts about Ramona's husband not being a horror
Well,
fan.
no, I get it because my wife is not a horror aficionado at all either.
Yeah.
But I mean,
Yeah.
she doesn't mind that I like it and that I go to see horror movies and
Yeah.
have shelves full of the stuff downstairs. But
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
get it; it's a
He
niche thing.
supports it. He supports it. I would not be able to put a Night of the Living Dead poster on our wall.
I don't know what
That
you're
probably
talking
wouldn't
about.
fly, but he doesn't say anything. He doesn't like being scared, and he's not big on gore, and he finds it disturbing how much true crime I watch. So it's just but on the other end of the spectrum, I love my romantic comedies, so I think that there's a
Yeah.
little balance there between Psycho and like loving. So it's good.
Psycho
Nice.
being the rom-com,
Oh,
right?
of course. Yeah,
Yeah,
those are the
of
real
course.
horror movies, to be honest.
To be clear, this is my office, and I would not get away with this in like the living room. So,
I miss having an office. Now as a girl, as my twins' room.
oh yeah,
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 had to give
of
it up.
course. Well, I work from home, so I have to have a space.
Yeah, I understand.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah.
Bob, do you have any
I
movie-related resolutions for the
I
year?
have the standard one I do every year, which I fail miserably at, which is to watch more movies in the theater. Um, we don't have AMC, Cinemark, or it's a local chain called Flagship Cinemas.
Oh,
I don't think there's. I'm not sure if there is a larger chain, like a national chain, in the state anymore.
wow.
Uh, yeah, I think the pandemic really put a
Oh, yeah,
kibosh on a lot of
yeah.
those, but they run second run movies and stuff too, so I can sometimes get a chance to see stuff that I haven't seen in the theater before. Like a couple of years ago, I got to see The Thing there.
Oh, nice.
Yeah,
How,
so
how many screens is it?
it's like six, I think.
Oh, that's not bad.
So no, it's not. It's not terrible.
Yeah.
Some of them are. This is a complete aside, and I'm sorry about this, but I went to see Nosferatu there, and you have to select your seat ahead of time.
Hmm.
And I selected what I thought was an aisle seat because I kind of prefer those. And we go in, and it's not an aisle; it's a wall. So I'm
What?
like up against the wall the entire freaking time,
Oh, no.
watching the movie. Like, you know, it was still
That
a great
sucks.
movie, but I was like,
Yeah, yeah.
this is a little bit of false advertising here.
That's
Um,
very the first time they started doing reserved seatings at the big chains, which I think reserved seating is probably the best thing that has ever happened to theaters. But the first time I went to buy tickets online, my friend and I were going to the Hunger Games marathon. It was like the first
oh
two
wow,
movies and then the first movie of like the last, like part one of the last two. And I got our tickets and I thought I got them like the second to back row in the center. And I didn't realize that I got the second row in front of the screen. I thought the
Hmm.
screen was so
yeah,
we were like reclined all the way back for like 6 freaking hours. It was awful, but
yeah,
we had a laugh about it. But I was like, now I got to pay more attention. Yeah, that kind
yeah,
of stuff sucks because you can't change it.
But it's also hard because like not every screen is the same. So like if
Uh
you
huh.
don't know the theater that you're going to, it's hard to know. Like middle seats are not,
yeah.
made equally throughout from like
True
screen to
story.
screen.
Oh yeah,
There are
Yes.
some theaters that I go to where the screens are typically like super small, so being within like the first 5 rows makes sense. But then if you're seeing it on like a massive screen or whatever, if it has like
Hmm.
stadium seating, that's like going to be a totally different
Yes.
seat that you have
yeah,
to pick. It's
Yep.
yeah,
so I like it, but sometimes it gets hard to
yeah.
to know.
Yeah. The only other thing that I've got for movie related is that I have a ton of box sets that I've only seen like one or two of the movies in, and I'm like, finish some of these freaking box sets, Bob.
Yeah.
I've got the Fly box set from Shout that I've watched, the original and the Cronenberg one, and I haven't watched any of the others. So I got to watch those. I got a new Japanese horror movie box set for Christmas.
Ooh.
Got to watch that, and yeah. So that's my goal, is to try and see some of these movies. I mean, I'm not looking forward to watching Phantasm 5, but there are things you got to do. So
Yeah.
yeah,
But don't you feel really accomplished when you do finish it, though? Even if you
I
have to watch
wouldn't know.
Phantasm 5.
I wouldn't know, but I'm hoping. Yeah.
You have 11 months. You can do this.
Yes.
We'll circle back to
Okay.
what that experience was
Yeah.
like. Nice.
How about you, Raf? You got anything?
Oh, the same resolutions as every year.
Yeah.
Write a review every month.
Nice.
So we'll see how that goes. And then the other one is watch 15 movies per month. So
Oh, damn.
Yeah.
I'm not there yet doesn't look like I'm going to hit it for January, but we're trying. We're trying our best. Like
We're
Ramona said,
trying our best.
yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. That's a lofty goal, man. That is.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
mean, Sailor does or did a movie a day. There are a lot of people who do a movie a day, or like can do like 5 movies a week. If I can do like 3 movies a week, I feel like I'm
Yeah.
succeeding.
Yeah. Good point.
And most of the time that's on the weekends. That's like a Saturday morning and a Sunday morning, 2 movies. So do that every week plus like, 1 weeknight, and hopefully you're getting
There
close
you
to it.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's
And you
way
have a whole
too
list of movies coming up here, too, that you'll be watching. So that'll help you.
so
Nice.
true. So true.
Nice
And I have not
transition.
seen
I like
a
it.
lot of these movies.
Yeah.
Right.
But I feel like we should probably reveal to our screenagers what some of these movies are going to be. I don't know why I keep saying what these movies are going to be.
Yeah.
So let's run through the list. Let's run through all the movies that we're going to be talking about in season 5, starting with on February 12th. We're kicking off the season with Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind.
Nice.
Love
And
that
I'm not
one.
going to pause for the rest of the movies. I'm just going to run through the whole list, and then we'll talk about
Okay.
it after.
Go for it.
So then after that, and all of these movies will be coming, or all of these episodes rather, will be released every Wednesday. So we're starting on February 12th, and we're going all the way through the end of June with this list. So after Eternal Sunshine, we've got The Maltese Falcon. Then we're going to be talking Night of the Hunter. Then Titan. I don't know if that's actually how you pronounce it, but that's what we're going to go with. The French movie from 2020. After that, we've got The Raid, then City Lights. Then we're going, this is Spinal Tap. Going into April, we've got Brazil, Dunkirk, Treasure of the Sierra Madre. Then we're going First Blood. Then we've got The Adventures of Robin Hood, followed by The Passion of Joan of Arc. We're in May now. We're going Bambi, and then Snow White and the Seven Dwarves. And then into June, Roman Holiday, Bridge on the River Kwai, Black Narcissus, Stand By Me, and we're ending things with Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. So those are the 20 movies that we're going to be talking about in season 5. Bob, Ramona, what are your guys' initial thoughts about the list? How did we do? Is this a good mix, good genre mix, good mix of different decades and styles? What are we thinking? Initial reactions.
I think this is a great list. Good mix of years. I mean, there's stuff from The Silence with City Lights all the way up to Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, and everything in between. And it's a good mix of genres too. I mean, it's a little light on horror for me.
Yeah.
But you can't have everything.
Yeah. I agree. I like there seems there's a lot on here that I haven't seen, but the ones that I have seen, I really just adore anyway. So and actually some of these on the list, they make me want to watch them. So that's also very that's good. But yeah, I'm with Bob. I would like a little bit more horror. But I'm not going to complain too much because there's a couple rom-coms on here that I am excited about. So,
Yeah.
and Stand by Me, which is one of my probably top 10 favorite movies. So I'm very excited for this list.
So on the horror front, I'll address that first. Um, we typically save those for like around October time,
Mhm.
so or Bobtober, as I like to call it.
Yeah, Bobtober.
So
Right.
I, season 6, right? That will probably run through October, so we would get more of those movies
Yeah.
during
Yeah.
during that time.
And you can, you know, I I can't remember how you pronounced it. I always say Titan, and it's probably horribly wrong because, like you
Yeah,
said, it's a French movie. That definitely falls into a sort of horror vein,
yeah. There's
and
some like body horror stuff going on there.
yeah, yeah.
Um,
First half, first third, yeah,
yeah, yeah. I don't think anything else we can really classify as
I
horror.
I think I get Titan mixed up with what's the movie where the lady falls in love with the car? What was
No,
that
that's the
called?
one.
Is
that's
that
it.
it? Oh,
Yeah,
Yeah,
okay.
same movie. Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
well, never mind. Oh,
yeah.
okay, okay. All right. I'm
That's a
very proud
rom
of myself
com for
then.
you, is it?
Yeah, I mean, hell,
All
I'll take all kinds of genres of it. I'll take it.
right.
Some of these, in like a weird way, like you could argue that Eternal Sunshine is a horrific movie. Same with like Brazil,
Yeah,
First Blood. If
Yeah,
we're
First
doing
Blood.
like just, someone could
Yeah.
could stretch the argument for
I mean,
sure. We
Stand
don't
by
have any
Me,
classic.
I think you could even say is I think of that more of a coming of age, but
yeah,
it's Stephen King, and I think he's synonymous with horror, so you think horror movie. But I think it's a little bit more based in reality horror than, what we're used to. So
yeah.
than like a Misery.
Yeah. Should we talk Stand By Me? I haven't seen it, guys. That's one of the movies I haven't seen.
Deep breaths, deep breaths. It's all right. I'm not
It's
going to freak
okay.
out. Yeah.
That's all right. You will see it, and that's all that matters.
Yeah, I'm very excited to talk about
Um,
Stand by Me.
and I'm pretty sure both of you are going to be joining for Stand By Me.
Hmm.
Oh yay! I've forgotten which ones that I'm going to be involved with, so I'm excited. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, it makes
Yeah.
sense. You guys, anyone who has, been listening to the show knows that both of you are huge Stephen King fans. I think you
Hmm.
either one or both of you have been on for every Stephen King movie that we've discussed so far. This might be the last one, but I'm not sure. But we've done a lot so far.
Yeah.
Misery, The Shining, um,
I don't think I was on The Shining, but that's okay.
Carrie.
Yeah, Carrie.
We did Carrie.
Yep.
So,
I wasn't on for Carrie, so that's.
Yeah. Yeah.
but we've done a lot.
Shockingly. Shockingly.
So I know I brought this up before, but Ramona, didn't you have a Stephen King podcast at one point?
I did. It's archived at the moment, so it's still available. It's called The
Oh,
Circle
nice.
Opens. I did a chapter by
Very
chapter
cool.
review of The Stand, which is my favorite novel of all
Wow.
time. Read many, many times. And I started reviewing his short stories, and then pandemic and life and kids were getting older, and it was just a little bit harder to do it. And every now and then I think about going back and getting back into it. It's just finding the time to fit in the hobby with all my other hobbies. So I gotta take a break somewhere.
Yeah.
But it is still available on all your streaming platforms.
I listened to a few episodes and it's really good. So,
Oh, thank you. I appreciate that.
so go find it, people.
Yeah.
Yeah, go check that out. Yeah, so Stand By Me, I feel like that's kind of one of the big standout movies, we'll say, of the list. Um, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood also feels like a bit of a standout. That was one that a lot of people were excited to a lot of Saw contributors were excited to hop on for. I have to say, and I will say it on the episode, it's not my favorite movie, so that will be an interesting
Mhm.
thing to discuss. But yeah, there are a lot of movies that I haven't seen that I'm like really excited to check out. Ramona, you mentioned it. How did we do on the rom-com front? How are we looking there?
I'm very happy. I mean, there's 2 for sure. I don't I it's very strange for me if you would type in, like, rom-coms on Google and sometimes Eternal Sunshine pops up. I do not consider that a romantic comedy by any stretch of the imagination. It has romance, obviously, but it is, by definition, not a rom-com, but I do love that movie. But Roman Holiday, I saw for the first time, I believe, not last year, but maybe 2021 or 2022. And I was completely enthralled with this movie, and I cannot believe I hadn't seen it before, and I I ugly cried all the way through the ending, and then the next day, I made my husband watch it with me, and then I ugly cried through the ending there too, and he was like, "Are you okay?" Like, "No." So I
Yeah.
was super excited to see that Roman Holiday was gonna be, in the canon for this season, and then, City Lights, I have not seen City Lights, but I have it on
Me
my
neither.
it's on Max right now streaming, and it's on
Oh,
my stuff watch list. So, um,
nice.
once I have it, since it's silent, I have to pay attention and I can't be staring at my computer working while City Lights is on. I'm going to miss the whole damn thing. So, I have to find some time to sit and watch it, but I've heard great things about that one as well. So, I'm pretty excited for to hear what some of these are going to I'm not sure who's on the City Lights episode, but I'm definitely going to be listening to that one for sure.
And now a seamless transition.
Yes, so I've never seen a Quentin Tarantino movie. I have seen clips of Tarantino movies, but I have not seen
Right.
a full Tarantino movie. So
Even
I'm scared
ones
of
that
them.
yeah, even ones that he's just written, like True Romance.
I've never seen True Romance either. Um, I guess I could see what movies he's written. I don't know if I've seen any of those or not. I guess I just always assumed that anything he wrote, he also directed, which I guess is silly of me. Um,
There's like two or three. I think True Romance.
Death Proof,
I think he
From
directed
Dusk
that.
Till
He did
Dawn. I
direct
haven't.
that too.
Yeah.
Oh, did he? Okay,
Um,
yeah. No, I haven't
Oh, and
seen
he did
any
the
of these.
story for Natural Born Killers.
No,
right.
never saw that one.
And
Yeah.
didn't he do the first half of with Robert Rodriguez vampire movie with
Yeah. From
I
Dusk
can't
Till Dawn.
From Dusk Till Dawn. Thank you.
Yeah. The Clooney
Yep.
one. Uh,
No, I haven't seen that.
and you
But
have not seen Once
they're all
Upon a
hyper
Time in Hollywood.
violent, which I think is your issue, right?
Yeah, that's the problem that I have with again being a horror fan. I think there's, like you said, there's a difference between horror violence and Tarantino violence. So I have wanted to watch at least one, and I had a friend tell me to watch Jackie Brown if I didn't want crazy violence. So and I have seen clips on reels and stuff of the movies. I've seen the ending of Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, but I've never watched the full movie. So I don't know. I just feel like it's a very specific group of cinephiles who enjoy those movies, which is fine. Everyone has their thing. No problem. Those people probably don't enjoy rom-coms as much as I do. There's nothing wrong with that. But maybe I'll try and expand my horizons this year and watch some out of the box movies that I usually don't seek out.
You don't think the Tarantino film bros are also
Ugh,
big fans of rom-coms?
no, I bet they probably don't even know who Nora Ephron is, to be honest with you. So I'm
There is a Venn
Some of them
diagram.
have to know.
Yeah,
maybe,
there's
yeah,
there's some overlap of maybe like I consider myself like a reformed film bro, like a former film bro who
yeah.
has then graduated onto just like a larger sort of appreciation for cinema. Like I definitely used to just be a guy who was like Tarantino and Goodfellas and
Oh yeah,
all that stuff is the
Right.
best.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Uh
Godfather.
yeah. But
Yeah,
like now like I love Nora Ephron. Like she's the best. Like
yeah. I love
Yeah.
her too.
Yeah, like Sleepless in Seattle is incredible. It's kind of a shame that it's not in the canon.
Not yet. I have to start my campaign to get
Yes.
that in the
Yeah.
canon because When Harry Met Sally is in the canon.
Yeah.
So I
Yes.
do feel like Sleepless in Seattle should be the runner up, at least get in there somewhere. So I think Duke and Sailor and Kane are going to have to listen to my pleas to let me have something. So that
Yeah.
is absolutely my favorite romantic comedy of all time, to be honest with you. So I would
It's
love
great.
to see that in there.
Also my dad's.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Nice.
Oh,
Oh,
tell
no,
your
maybe
dad
he's
he's
a bigger
amazing.
he might be a bigger fan of You've Got Mail, which I
I
haven't
can see
seen.
that. You've Got Mail, I feel like, is the more popular
Mhm.
of
Really?
the I do. Well, in terms of I think I mean when you type in Tom Hanks and Meg Ryan, people are gonna be like, "Oh, You've Got Mail." And I don't know if that's because
Wow.
it's more recent, quote unquote
Yeah,
recent
maybe.
or whatever, but I mean, Joe versus Volcano is that trilogy. I love it. I could watch them all every day. I'm telling you.
Nice.
Yeah. Neither of which are in the canon, by the way. So we're getting off track. I
Right. Yeah.
apologize.
That's fine. Are there are there any other movies that you guys haven't seen or episodes that you are not going to be on that you're excited to listen to?
I am got to bring up the list again just so I can kind of
Oh
refresh my
yeah.
brain.
So there are
Um,
6 movies I haven't seen on the list. There's The Raid, City
mm,
Lights, Dunkirk, Treasure of the Sierra Madre, Bambi, of all things. And
Bambi.
I know, I
You
know.
haven't seen Bambi.
To be clear,
Oh.
I come from a family of hunters, and I think that that's why my dad didn't let us see that movie when I was a kid.
It's very
Because
Aw.
then,
anti-hunter.
well, it's not
It's anti
super
people,
anti-hunter. It's
anti
anti-people for
humans.
sure.
Yeah.
But but uh, but I mean, a hunter kills Bambi's mom, and that's the inciting incident. So I think that he didn't want us to see deer in the way as people. you know.
Quote unquote humanizing deer.
Yes, yeah. So that's one I haven't seen that I intend to see. Um, and Black Narcissus actually sounds like it's right up my alley about nuns going mad in
Ooh.
Tibet.
Yeah.
So that sounds awesome to me. And I actually own The Raid and Dunkirk. I just haven't gotten around. They're on the stack of things to watch. So that's
Yeah.
huge. I'm actually looking forward to the Passion of Joan of Arc episode because I
Mm.
just saw it this year. It's
Oh,
been on my
sweet.
list forever to watch because I love Vampire, which is another Carl Theodor Dreyer film. It's one of my favorite movies of all time, actually. So, and everybody's like, oh, yeah, but his masterpiece is Passion of Joan of Arc. So when that came up this past year for inclusion in the canon, and I think Kane did the write up, I was like, this is my opportunity to see it and do a blurb as a new viewer for it. And it was amazing. It was amazing. One of the most incredible performances I've ever seen in a film, and I'm looking forward to seeing you guys talk about it. So
Yeah. I have not seen
Nice.
it yet, so I'm excited to watch that. Yeah. I guess I could run through what I have not seen on this list. I haven't seen Night of the Hunter. I haven't seen The Raid. Uh, I haven't finished City Lights. Shame on me. I've not seen This is Spinal Tap. I've not seen
Mhm.
Brazil. I haven't seen Treasure of the Sierra Madre. Um, I have seen First Blood, but it was like years ago. I haven't seen The Adventures of Robin Hood or The Passion of Joan of Arc. I can't actually remember watching Bambi. Like I know that I've like been in a room where it's been on, but I was like so young that I didn't actually remember it. Kind of the same with Snow White and the Seven Dwarves. I haven't seen Roman Holiday or Bridge on the River Kwai or Black Narcissus or
Oh
Stand By
man.
Me. So like half of these movies I haven't seen and will be watching for the first time, which will be like a pretty interesting
That's a good
exercise,
selection.
yeah,
That's a good
at least for me.
variety, I think.
yeah.
It feels like there's a little
Yeah.
bit of something for everybody. I am excited to hear the Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind. I haven't seen that movie since it was in the theaters, to be honest with you, but it is so clear
Oh
in my
wow.
head. Um, I think it's a beautiful movie. I'm really excited to hear this is Spinal Tap. This was a
Yeah.
movie that I grew up on because my dad watched it constantly, all the time, and he quoted it all the time. Every now and then he'll be like, did you ever see This Is Spinal Tap?" I'm like, "Dad, I grew up in the same house as you. Like, I'm your child. Of course
Yeah.
I've seen This Is Spinal Tap."
So
And it's
fun.
one that I've always wanted to like sit down and rewatch as an adult, because I love Christopher Guest. I
Yeah.
love that
Yeah.
comedy. So, and Rob Reiner, one of his on his run of excellent films back in the day.
Yeah.
So I'm really excited to hear that one. Dunkirk, I really enjoyed Dunkirk. I'm not big on war movies, to be honest with you.
Mm.
But I went to see Dunkirk in the theater with my husband, and I was just so well done. Um, Very excited. Plus, it had Tom Hardy, even though his face is covered the whole time, which is a total bummer, but it's fine. And then I haven't really seen. There's quite a few of these I haven't seen. Probably more than half, to be honest with you. But I did see Bambi. I'll probably listen to Bambi and Snow White. Bambi, for me, you guys remember like when Lion King came out and when Mufasa dies and it just traumatized children all over the damn place. That was Bambi for me as a kid. Like his
Yeah.
Hmm.
mother being shot and killed was just I don't really remember much the rest of the movie. I just remember his mom got shot by a freaking hunter and I was like, "Oh my god." Depression, sadness. And I think Disney really went hard back in the day with traumatizing events for young children
Yeah.
if you think about it. So, and I've always loved Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs. I know that they're redoing it as a live action, I think this year. Not very excited to see that, but I love the
Uh-oh.
animated film. So,
I want
yeah.
to say that that selection was on purpose because we were trying to do some create some synergy with the release of the live action movie, but
Oh
I had no
yeah.
idea that was happening. So
Yeah. Yeah, and
Happy coincidence.
yeah,
yeah, I just feel like it's been done so many times, the live action Snow Whites lately. The Julia Roberts one, and then Kristen Stewart did one, and now it's this one, which I think is
Right.
a little bit more on the nose with the animated film. The CGI dwarves scare the shit out of me in the trailer. I'm not big on CGI people, so I don't know how I'm gonna feel about it. But as far as the animated feature, was that Disney's first animated film? Was Snow White? I think
I
Disney.
think it was.
I
Yeah.
think so.
Yeah,
Their first
and
animated
Yep.
feature, yeah.
I think the animation really holds up pretty well, to be honest with you. So, I don't know. I'm looking forward to those.
I
Should be
just want to
fun.
give a shout out to First Blood because Dahlgren has a video review. I think it's our first video review
Oh, nice.
up on the site as of yesterday or maybe this morning.
Oh, okay.
So
I'm gonna have to
Sweet.
go watch
yeah,
that. Yeah. Is that this is gonna make me sound stupid. Is that Rambo?
that is Rambo. But if you've seen any of the other Rambo films, it's nothing like any of those.
Okay. So they kind of just take the
It's
character
way
later
different.
and go balls to the wall with him with Rambo.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
First Blood is more of a character study. I mean, there's action. It's I always thought it was a John McTiernan film actually, but it's not. But
Okay.
it's more of a character study, and it's more. It was the first. I'm going on about First Blood, but
Go for it.
it's a movie that was like the first movie that I saw that felt like instead of being about the Vietnam War, it was
Mhm.
Yeah.
about the Vietnam War's effect on us as a country.
Oh, okay. Okay.
So it's a good movie. It's way
Well, that's
better
good to
than
know
I've only
because yeah, I
A
hear
canon
First
worthy
Blood. I
movie.
think yeah, I think
right.
Rambo, and then I think like Blood and Guts and Sylvester Stallone, and I don't think of it as like a movie that's has a
Yeah,
point to it, I guess, or a message. So that's good to know. I
yeah,
didn't know that.
Yeah.
yeah.
TBD.
Yeah. Go for it.
Oh no, just we're hoping to get Dahlgren on for that episode because he
Oh,
is the
nice,
First Blood guy. Uh
Awesome.
yeah. So hopefully we'll have him on to chat about that.
nice.
Very exciting.
Yeah,
Yeah. A lot of exciting stuff, a lot of exciting movies, a lot of exciting guests. Just to quickly sort of, you know, talk through who is going to be joining us. Obviously, Bob and Romona will be on for Stand By Me as our resident Stephen King super fans. But all of our other favorite Saw contributors will be back. Jacob is apparently taking the lane as our Disney animation guy. He's going to be on for Bambi and Snow White,
Nice.
which
Nice.
I didn't know that was his thing, but that's cool. Sailor is making his return to the show after having technical difficulties for all of season 4 and not being able to join us. It seems like he's back up and running, which is exciting. Kane, longtime contributor, has not been a guest on the show. He was on our other bonus episode leading up to season 5, so we're hopefully going to have him on for either one or two movies in this upcoming season. Like I mentioned, we're hoping to get a Dahlgren return. We're also hoping to get an Alvarez return. They
Nice.
haven't been on in a while, so we're hoping to have both of them back. Duke, we might see him, we might not see him. Who knows? He's
If he's on
anyway.
vacation,
Yeah,
you
allegedly
can
on
see me.
vacation
Yeah, exactly. Quote unquote vacation.
for all of 2025. Very
Right.
suspicious.
Very.
Yeah, we'll have a team investigating that. But we'll also have some returning guests from outside of the ScreenAge Wasteland family. We'll say we'll have Hannah and Brian from What a Pick back on. We'll have Felicia from Seeing Faces in Movies back on. Jason from Cold War Cinema. Steven from The Stacks. All
Awesome.
great movie podcasts that everyone
Yeah.
should listen to. They were great guests last season, so we're hoping to have them back on. And then the Davids, the Shawns, and so many others making potential appearances. A good mix. We've got a good mix of movies, good mix of guests. Should be a really, really, really fun season. I'm looking forward to it. Bob, Ramona, I assume that you guys are looking forward to it.
Oh yeah.
Absolutely. Yep.
Gonna be a good one.
Screenagers, we hope that you're looking forward to it. We will be back in a couple of days, maybe a week, talking Eternal Sunshine. Obviously, we hope to see you there and all throughout season 5. We can't wait to talk more essential movies with all of you. But in the meantime, we will see all of you lovely folks, as always, in the wasteland. Bye, everyone.
Goodbye.
See ya.